Good day, everyone. In week number 2, you'll see when the assignment is due under the course assessment. You will notice there's an area called assignment number 1, MS Word, right? So if you click on that, it's going to basically show you that there is a zip file there that you're going to have to download and extract. When you do so, it'll tell you that this assignment is due on Sunday, July 4th at 11:59 p.m., right? So this is when it is due. This is when you'll be able to submit it. So it's basically from right now, because today I'm recording this on June 6th, it's 28 days from today, right? When you download and extract this folder, it's going to give you a folder looking like this, and it's going to say MS Word assignment, and this is the zip folder, and so you're going to right click it, and then you're going to extract all, or you can say extract here depending on what your program that you're using to extract it. And when you open it, you're going to see two files. One is the MS Word assignment instructions and rubric, and the other one is called student name assignment 1. So what you'll need to do is change the name of this, and where it says student name is where you'll put your name. Okay, the instructions are here, and then the other file looks like this, and basically it has text, and it starts with on September 19th 2007, and then it's just one page is what you have. Okay, now you're going to need to make sure that before you attempt this assignment that you have completely gone through all of the various tutorials and exercises in Moodle. So you're going to have to go here, and you're going to have to complete Microsoft 2016 Lessons Part 1, and you're going to have to go to Week 2, and you're going to complete Lessons Part 2, right? You'll also notice in Week 3, there's another one here that says Microsoft 2016 Lessons Part 3, right? So it's broken out over 3 weeks, and this is where the Excel lessons start. So you're going to basically have to complete all 3 of them to be able to complete this assignment, okay? When you're looking at the instructions, this is what I wanted to explain to you in this video, is that it says here the project contains 2 separate mandatory sections. This is an individual homework assignment, okay? And this particular assignment is going to be in Microsoft Word, and it's one of 2. You have another one which is done under Excel. So the changes you're going to make are going to be to the other file, which is this one here, right? So you're going to be making changes to this, and you're also going to be creating another file, which is an invoice, all right? So for the first one, what it says here, if I go through the instructions, and this is what you're going to need to do, is go line by line, is it's going to say you're going to format the document as a newsletter or bulletin according to the following instructions. So that means you're going to have to go and Google a format for a newsletter or a bulletin and look at how they are presented so that it looks like a newsletter or a bulletin, okay? This is part of the page layout now. So the first thing is you're going to make sure that it's formatted as a newsletter or bulletin. You're going to make sure that your page margins are adjusted as necessary to fit your content. They must use anything other than the default margin. So by default, we know from our lessons that the margin is normally 1 inch all the way around. So anything other than that, as long as you make changes to that, and it does not show 1 inch top or bottom or 1 inch side left and right, you'll get the points for the page layout for that part. You will use the appropriate page breaks throughout the document where necessary. So now each person is going to look unique because you are going to add some information to this as we go along, and this document will more than likely come up to about 4, possibly 5 or 6 pages in length. Each person will have a different one based upon the different styles that they use. It could be font size, it could be spacing, it could be the pictures, it could be the size of the pictures. All of that will have a difference to change it. So now it says here that you'll use the appropriate page breaks throughout the document. So if you're going to go to a next page, then you should have a next page break for each page. If you're going to have a different section that's going to be formatted a specific way, then each of those sections should have section breaks. So as long as you have all of the breaks pertaining to yours, then you will get the full points there. Then it says set only the fourth page to landscape. So you'll notice that in the instructions here, this page is portrait. You're going to have one page will be your landscape page, and that could be any page. As long as you have one page, you will get the grade. Okay. The cover page, you're going to have to insert a cover page, which will include your student ID number, the course name, Introduction to Computer Studies, and the date, right? You will customize it by inserting smart art. Not pictures, not shapes, but smart art. You will have to go to insert and choose a smart art, and you could put information in there in each of the little boxes, right? Page numbers and footers. Insert page numbers on all pages except for the first, the cover page. So the cover page that you just created will not have any page number on it, right? And it also will not have any footer on it. Then you're going to insert footers on all pages that will include your name and the abbreviation for the course code, which is CMPS 1014. These footers must be on the bottom. The page numbers must be in the header. You can choose top, left, or center. The footer, as long as you have your name and the course code on every page but the cover page and the last page, then you are good to go. The table, you will add a table which has 3 columns and 7 rows. You will insert the names of the 6 districts, right, of Belize, and the population of each in 2010 and 2020. Remember, for the 2020, there was no census, so you'll have to find an estimate or a projection for 2020, right? You will add a design to make the table more attractive. Then you have content, creativity, and presentation. Remember, this is where your grade comes in, to make sure that it looks like a newsletter or a bulletin. Then you will insert 3 images relative to the article content. So read the article, and wherever you find information, then you find a picture that makes sense to go along with the content. If it talks about data security, obviously you wouldn't put a picture of a dog, right? If it talks about cell phones, you wouldn't put a picture of a birthday cake. You have to find 3 pictures relevant to where you're going to put them in the article, right? Each picture must have a caption, which means that you will have to right-click the picture and say insert caption. If you just put text below the picture, that's not an official caption. You will not get the points. Each picture, you're going to have to make sure that when you get them off the internet, that you go online and go to the website for the picture to be able to get the location of the picture, because you're going to need that for your reference and also for your hyperlink. So once you get your picture, you will then right-click the picture and insert a hyperlink, and this is where you will put the actual website where you got it. Please be careful not to go to just Google and stop there. You must click on the picture and go to the source of the picture. So your picture and your link and your reference should have nothing to do with the word Google, right? It should take me straight to the picture. If I click on the picture, it should take me to the website where the picture came from, right? So the links should not be visible as text. I should not see them. There should be a hyperlink built into the picture, right? Then your references, you will include the references to your picture in the caption. So you're going to have the author or the company name, comma, and the year that it was copyrighted. And that is explained in the APA video, how to cite a source, right? So this will be your last page, and the references should be on their own page. So you're going to have to watch the APA video as well, right? So if I go back to the website and go up to the resources, you will see here that there is an APA sample here, right? That's in the learning resources, and there is also one all the way up at the top called Citing References in APA Style. So you're going to need to watch all of them before you can complete this assignment, right? So basically the course starts on June 21st, and you have basically 2 weeks to complete your first assignment, right? Go back to your instructions again. So the grading rubric here is 10 points for page layout, 5 points for cover page, 10 points for page numbers and footers, 10 points for table, 10 points for creativity and presentation, 10 points for hyperlinks, 20 points for the APA references. So the first part, the first submission, which is going to be this file that you've edited and changed the name of it, right? Make sure you're submitting the one that you changed. That is worth 65 points out of the 100 that the entire assignment is worth. Then the second part of the assignment is, it says, in a separate document, you will create a personal invoice template for the Trainwright Corporation that is similar to the one below. Remember that this is an invoice template that will be used every time a customer comes to your business. This template should not have any customer name. It should not have an actual name, right? It should have a line for customer with a space where I could put the customer's name there, but it should not have, like, for example, Tim Damey, and that I purchased 3 pieces of PVC pipe. None of that should be there. This is a template, not an invoice, not a used invoice, right? So no information should be there for the customer name. Nothing should be there for the items purchased. No date should be there yet. No invoice should be there yet. And you must save it as a template. So it will not be saved as a document, all right? So this is important to understand that that's what you'll be saving. Now, you'll see all of this information needs to be there. So the items purchased, you're going to have additional spaces for more than one item purchased, because most people will come into a business and probably will purchase more than one item. So you're going to have lines there. You're going to have lines for the price. So everything must be here minimum. But in addition, remember that when you're creating an invoice, so the creativity part of it would be that you're going to have the multiple lines, that you're going to have a space for a subtotal, that you're going to have a space for tax, right? GST in this country is 12.5%. That's going to be on GST items. And you're going to have a total, right? You can have other information on there, but you at least have to have these basic fields, okay? And again, this is not a used invoice. This is a template, so it should not be saved as a document, and it should not have any individualized data. So here it says the information is shown as above, which is the 5 points. The professional appearance, does it look like an invoice? The spelling and grammar, a common problem that we see in these types of documents is people use the word costumer instead of customer, C-U-S, not C-O-S. Customized creativity, how does it look? If you use a template, which you can from Microsoft Word, you just can't download the template and use it as is. You are going to have to make changes to that template and customize it so it shows that you had some involvement in that. Then it must be saved as a template. So that's the important part. It has to be saved not as a document, but as a template. So when you go to File and Save As, you are choosing the correct form. Now, the total for this is the 25 points, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So the total you have for this is 90 points for the entire item. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, I'm sorry, it's 75. I have to adjust that. It's 100 points is the total for everything. This is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75. So this is the amount. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to correct this right now inside the system so that you're not confused. So the total is 100 points altogether. Okay? So this is what your assignment looks like when you are done. You are going to either upload 2 separate files. I'm going to go back in here. If I go back to where the assignment is, let's go to the assignment here. So we'll look at this, and when you go to add a submission, right, you are going to add the 2 files. Let me change my role here so you get a better understanding. I'm going to switch my role to a student. And because it's not allowed to accept yet, you would normally see here add a submission. When you click on add a submission, you can either submit the 2 files or you can zip them together to be in one folder, right? If you zip them together, please use Windows to zip them together. Follow the guidelines in the videos provided for zipping a file. Do not use WinRAR, use WinZip, right? Or just upload the 2 files together and the system will, by default, zip them when you upload them. You should always have your name in all of the files that you upload to ensure that If for some reason your file becomes separated from the folder, then your file will be always attached to your name. We had issues last semester in previous semesters where students submit work and they just say Microsoft Word assignment. And if for some reason your assignment is separated from your folder, then there's no way to know that it's yours. Okay? Please don't make any changes other than what's requested to the file. The files have been tagged for this summer to ensure that they are, for integrity purposes, being done from this particular set of students. If anyone gets assistance and submits an old assignment, but for whatever reason, maybe you took this course already and failed it, there have been some adjustments made to each of the assignments. If you submit an old assignment that is considered plagiarism, you will receive a 0 with no opportunity for makeup on this. Remember that these assignments are worth 15% of your grade, so very large. So if you do not have a good grade for your assignment, it automatically will hurt you. Very large on the course grade. The two assignments together are worth 30% of your grade. So it's important to understand that this is where the bulk of your grade is coming from. So you need to really focus on getting good grades on the assignments and good grades on your individual course projects. Those practical assessments account for 60% of your grade in total. Okay? So please understand that, and good luck with the assignment. Remember, you have your consultation sessions with your individual lecturers for anything in particular. I know that I typically will go through this again during my sessions, or at least offer the opportunity to ask questions. Remember, if you have any questions on any instruction from the assignment, you should follow the directions that have already been provided, which is email your lecturer, put your student name, your course, your section, your time, your student ID, and then copy and paste from the instructions which one you do not understand. And then you can put a short explanation of how you understand it and where are you confused. And this will make it much easier for your lecturer to provide you back with sound feedback. And then going forward, you'll be able to understand, and you can refer back to the documentation as well. And this way, if there's any confusion, it's all there in black and white in writing, rather than having to try to text someone or phone call someone and not hearing them well, or saying, oh, I thought you meant this, or I thought this way. You have it written, right? And the lecturer and both you are protected to know that this is what you asked and this is what you were told. All right? So this is it for the assignment number 1, 2 pieces, one document, 1 invoice template. So it's 1 original file that will be edited and 1 new file that you will have to create, and that is it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the classes.